Hey, what's up? What's up? Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday. I apologize for the lateness. I am 4 minutes late. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm working on learning to be a little bit more punctual, being on time. But what's up? Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday. We are here. Welcome, welcome in. Again, my apologies as I did in the little commercial. I was not here last week. Needed to take a moment, take a little woosah, and I did that. A lot going on, a lot went on in the month of February. Like I said, all good things, all wonderful things, and I'm happy about that. But I am back. It is Thursday. I missed you guys. I always hate when I miss Thursdays, but sometimes it's necessary. But we're gonna get into this thing tonight. We're gonna get into this thing tonight. I am Donna. What's going on? I'm the creator of the Real Life Relationship Growth Platform podcast. Get together, get them up, sit on the couch. I don't care. Whatever you want to call it, just call it that. As long as you are here, as long as you're here, that's what I'm happy about. Um, I like to always start out by saying this. Let me tell you guys this. Listen, I am not a relationship expert. I'm just a black woman in this life, living this life, in this world, living this life, doing the damn thing, and enjoying myself in the process. That is who I am. I have had some ups in life, I have had some downs. I have had things to form my mindset, to form my perspective, as we all have. But I have this thing I say all the time. I have this thing I say all the time. Things are going to happen in life. Remember, I said I've had some downs? I'm that type of person that I take those downs and I take those negative things and I try to learn something from them, but I don't want to hold on to them. So I'm going to take that stuff. I'm going to look at it and be like, okay, I see. I understand what that looked like, what that did. And if it had a purpose, because sometimes things happen because we make choices. Can't blame everything on outside sources. But I take those things and I throw them away. I throw them away. Because for what? For what? But the positive things, the things that help me grow in life, in my spiritual life, in my business, and being a auntie, being a mother, being a daughter, those are those things that I keep pulling in and I keep, growing with and taking and holding on to. So that's always the advice that I give. Take the good, let it help you grow. The negative, throw that mess in the trash. Throw it away. It serves no purpose. So there's a criteria for you to be a part of the real life relationship growth family. All right, y'all listening? Y'all ready? You have to be single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widower. That's the criteria for you to be here. I guarantee I hit everybody in some form or fashion. I guarantee I did. So this is the place for you. Here at the Real Life Relationship Growth. Oh, I forgot something. I have to say this, y'all. Yesterday was the Real Life Relationship Growth's 3-year anniversary. We turned 3 yesterday. We're Tyler, but we turned 3 yesterday. We turned 3 yesterday. That was yesterday. It came up on my calendar, my reminders, and I wanted to do a little something, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I kind of forgot until this moment. But we can always celebrate. We can always celebrate. And you know how you guys are helping me celebrate tonight. You ain't even know it. You welcome to the party. You are here. So thank you for continuing to be here. All right? All right. So, as in usual fashion, I have to bring my right. Now I have my right and my left. I love it. I love it. My right and my left. I gotta bring my girl on. Look, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. I gotta bring my girl on, Miss Corey B. What's up?
Hello. Hey. Dang, I'm close.
Yeah, yeah, you're so
Wow.
close. You're so close.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, man?
Hey, happy third.
Yeah,
Happy
happy
3 years.
third. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Miss Corey B. Miss Corey B is my right hand, y'all. She is my admin extraordinaire.
Okay.
I'm
Thank you.
always coming up with names, and she like, oh,
That's a new one.
Always coming up with something. Always coming up with something. Corey, how was your day, my dear?
It was long, but it was good.
It was long. It was
Oh
long.
yeah, it was long, but
Miss
it was good.
Corey is an educator, y'all. So I'm sure y'all can kind of understand the response. She's an educator. She's an educator.
Middle schoolers, y'all
Middle
pray.
school. Woo, woo, woo.
Hormones.
Yes,
Oh my
sir.
God.
Yes, Miss Corey, that's my right hand. Miss Corey and I usually do this thing when we come on. We're not
Mhm.
gonna do it tonight for different
Uh-huh.
purposes, but we know if y'all know us, y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we do, but
Uh-huh.
we're not gonna do it tonight. We're not gonna do it tonight, Corey. We'll hold off. We'll hold off. And now, when you had a right, you gotta have a left. There was a little imbalance going on with the RLRG, and I had to figure out what that thing was. And through prayer and thinking and realizing, we were missing another component. And so I had to ask my brother here, Mr. Tony. Hey, T.
Hey,
Hey Tony,
hey, how you doing, Donna? How you doing, Corey?
I'm
Yes,
fabulous. Thank you.
sir. I had to ask my boy Tony. Tony and I have been friends for years. His wife is a friend of mine. I knew her first, and then of course I met her better half. He gonna say it the other way around. I know it, but
Right, right, right.
I know. But this is Mr. Tony. Mr. Tony, real quick snippet. Let them know what you do and what you represent.
So I'm a life coach, and I focus on married men who have been divorced before. So
Okay.
married men who've been divorced. So
Yeah.
and I promise I'm not this pink. Trust me. I don't know what's going on with the light, but they got me looking real pink.
He's got you looking a little real pink.
I
It's
look
okay.
good. I look good on YouTube, but I don't look as good on
What you say? What you say here? Yeah, I promise you good, brother. I promise you good. All right, all right. So it wasn't what's the phrase, Tony? Marriage mend what was the phrase that you used?
I left it out. See, I couldn't remember. I'm getting old. I'm on my
That's
wife. I'm on Paula's computer, so normally it's right down here where my name is.
oh,
That's the cheat code. I see. Have it written
You see
down
what I'm
already.
saying?
yeah,
That's why.
hey,
That's why I
I have
left it
several
out
cheat codes going
on
on.
my
I
intro.
understand.
And that's terrible, man.
I
But
understand. Listen, I understand. And you didn't expect it tonight because we did that introduction months ago.
Mhm.
So
right.
you weren't expecting. I'm sorry, I put you on the spot. But speaking of, I have notes everywhere. I'm not trying to act like I remember because sometimes.
Yeah, my
So
mark. I need a new marketing manager. I should have had that printed printed in front of me.
you
But
got to
that's
have a
okay.
Corey B to call before you get on live because I call her, I'd
This,
be like Corey.
this, this is real life relationship growth stage. So that
Yeah, Corey be like, I got you, I got it.
Okay.
She's so
Corey,
soft
you got me
spoken. I
next
love
time.
it.
You got me
I got
next
you.
time.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. All right. Hey, Tyler. Hey, what's up? Listen, it's gonna be so many in the chat tonight. I love everybody. Thank y'all for y'all shout outs for our third year. Ricky, hey. All right, y'all. We're gonna get started with this thing tonight. Let's get started because I have an inkling that we're gonna be a little wild tonight. But that's all right. A little wild. WHILE, not WILD. Because I heard how it sound when I said it. All
I
right.
was like, okay, I'm
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, yeah. I heard how it sound. Life of braces sometimes they doing a wonderful job, but sometimes I'm like, that's not what I said. All right, y'all. So we're gonna keep it moving. I want to bring on the guests that are not new to the building, not new to the couch tonight. I'm gonna bring on our regulars tonight. My brother, Mr. Soul Toucher, Mr.
Hi.
hey, hey, Soul Toucher.
How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Did you have a good day?
I had a long day, but it was good.
Had to
Okay.
think about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He think about, yeah, this is my brother from way back. We graduated high school together, Mannheim, Germany.
Yeah, I don't have a
This-
shirt on today.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, there it is. There it is. The Bisons, baby. Yes, Mr. Soul Toucher is a poet, and the brother speaks some wonderful words. We might have to have a night where you just come on and lay some stuff out.
yeah, I mean, if you go over to my YouTube channel this month, I have been doing poems for the 27 distinct human cat 27 distinct categories of human emotions.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing this month.
27
Sounds
distinct
interesting.
categories of the human emotion.
Yeah, and it's fitting because there's 27 of them. So I did 1 through 27 for the first 20 for those 27 days of the month. And on the 28th, I did 4 poems that encompass all 27 emotions.
Wow. Okay, you're gonna have to put your link in the chat for us so people can you do that for me, please? So
I
people
will.
can know where to find you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Next up, not new to the couch. He's fairly new. He still got a little Similac on his breath, but he's been here before. My nephew, Mr. Mike Brown.
Hey, Mike.
Hey nephew, we can't hear you. You muted.
You hear me now? Okay, I'm on mute
Yep.
now.
Hey.
What's good, everybody?
How are you, Mr. Brown?
I'm doing magnificent, ready to talk.
Ready to talk. All right. All right. So we're not going to delay it. We're not going to delay it. So now what I like to do, I like to bring on our new guest tonight that's joining us this evening. Bring on our new guest that's joining us this evening. Everybody's heard this young man's name all the time. He is all over my Facebook. He is all over everything. That's my baby. And he has a little homeboy hanging with him tonight. So I'm gonna bring Mr. CJ, Mr. Caden Simmons, and Mr. Dominion on. Hello, fellas. You muted.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
Hey, guys.
Can hear you,
Be
sir.
quiet.
Hello?
Yeah, there it is. Much better. Much better. Hey, nephew.
Hey.
Hey, Dominion.
How you doing?
All right. Miss Corby, could you read
all right.
Mr. Dominion's intro, please, for me?
Let me introduce everybody to Mr. Dominion Jones. Dominion Jones is a 17-year-old award-winning artist, producer, and serial entrepreneur. He's also the son of gospel artist Canton Jones. Welcome,
All
Mr. Dominion.
right. Hey, welcome,
Glad to be
sir.
here.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
All right. And of course, anytime nephew does anything, it's always auntie. Can such and such go? Auntie, can such and such come? So of course, we have another young man, Mr. Case Williams, another young man, a friend of nephews. Hey, Case.
Hey, Case.
How y'all doing?
All right, we doing all right. Miss Corey B, can you do us the favor and introduce Mr. Case?
And this is Mr. Case Williams. He is a 16-year-old barber, Mercy. He is the student government treasurer, and he is also an entrepreneur. Welcome, Mr. Case.
All right. Hello, hello. That's right. We need to clap it up for the young men.
Mhm.
Clap it up for the young
Mhm.
men. Yes,
Slow clap.
yes. In true form, we always have our guests coming on one by one. I introduce everybody one by one, of course, but we do have others that are going to join us. And, I always tell them, hey, I'm patient. Y'all pop on in whenever you're ready, whenever you can, because folks got bills to pay and things to do. but they do take the time out to join me, and I do appreciate that. So this young lady, I met her several months ago. Now, there has been a crew of people that have joined me at the Real Life Relationship Growth on the Couch, and we all met here in Atlanta, and we were all a part of a singles group out here in Atlanta that we met. And this young lady, I met her in this group, and I have so many sides that I just kind of click with people, and she and I started having little conversations. We always at the same get-togethers and gathering, and again, how you meet people and it's like, okay, like we've known each other. You get that feel with them. And I'm going to bring her on, Miss Carla Munford. Hey, Miss Carla.
Hi. Hey,
What's
everybody.
Hey, Carla.
Hey.
All right, Miss Corey B.
Hello, and please welcome Miss Munford. She is single. Single. Reach out if you're interested. She's originally from Warner Robins, Georgia, currently in Atlanta. Single and in Atlanta. And in Atlanta, she is single. And she is an occupational therapist working in the geriatrics population. Welcome, Miss Munford.
Thank you.
Hey, Miss Carla. Hey, Carla.
Thank
Now,
you.
now, as y'all see, Carla, your last name, I had to have a conversation with my mom because Mumford is a family name for us.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mumford is a family name. Now, I don't know anything about the Warner Robins area, but
Mm-hmm.
Columbus, Georgia area, we would have to ask my mom more about that. And speaking of, come on, little lady. We have to ask her more about that. You all, the queen of it all, Miss Sylvia McBride.
Hello.
Hi, Mom.
This is mommy. All right. So, you guys, y'all see there's a difference going on tonight. There's something different going on tonight at the Real Life Relationship Growth. We had several generations represented tonight. Several generations, because nephew brought this topic to me, y'all. Nephew brought this topic. He was like, Auntie, I think we need to sit down and talk about what communication looks like, coming from a young person's point of view, what that looks like. And I was like, wow. I said, that's deeper than you know, sir. I like that. I like that idea. I like that thought. And of course, it's just fitting to have more than one young person on tonight, but even more fitting to have a generation of people on tonight, because communication is our core. If we don't have it in our homes, if we don't have it in our schools, in our workplaces, when we play sports, the musicians right there, CJ and Dominion, having been musicians, if we don't have it, we have nothing. We have a lack, right? So I thought it would be a great idea for us to come together and talk about the art. Our topic tonight is the art of communication. The art of communication. So with we're gonna start with our younger ones tonight. We're gonna start with our younger ones tonight. Yep, fellas. Case, come on, sir. I gotta tease him. I saw Case at Publix. He was checking me out at Publix, right? And he was like, yeah, they gonna crack up. And Case was like, you look familiar. And I said, I do. He was like, you CJ's aunt. And I said, yeah, I am CJ's aunt. I'm going to tell CJ I saw you and you got a job and you doing your thing. And Case checked me out at Publix. That's how I met Mr. Case. But the fact that he knew I was CJ's aunt was kind of cute to me. That was kind of cute. Um, So when Case comes back on and he gets his thing together, but we're gonna start with the fellas. Miss Corey,
Yes.
can you read off what generation Katie? Oh Lord. They're rubbing their hands together, y'all.
Oh, goodness. I
You
can't
were ready
take it
for this.
already.
I'm a little nervous. Dominion, how old are you, sir? Once again?
I'm 17.
17. CJ, you are
17.
17. And Mr. Case, I know he gonna pop back on. I know he's having little technical difficulties. Case is how old?
16.
Case is 16. Miss Corey, what generation is that?
Are you all Gen Alpha?
Yes.
And when we talking about Gen Alpha, when we talking about Generation Alpha, Miss Corey, how would we describe them?
Well, Generation Alpha, you guys are considered the iPad kids, born entirely within the digital age, shaped by technology. You want information immediately. I call you all the microwave group, and an early familiarity with remote learning.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. My apologies. All right. So we're gonna come back to y'all fellas, but I wanna walk through these generations real quick because I need y'all to stick with me and understand we're going somewhere tonight. How dare we? And how could we have a discussion about communication and what that looks like, the art of communication, without hitting everybody in the household? Without bringing the perspective from everyone in the household. So our next generation that we're gonna talk about. Thank you, King, for sharing that, sharing your information. Our next generation, we're gonna come on. Hey, Case, he made it back. You all right? Okay. Okay. We can't hear you very well, sir. So I need you to kind of work on your volume, okay? Thank you, baby. All right. Our next generation. Oh,
Generation Z, the Zoomers.
he got the Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, how old are you, Mr. Brown?
I am 35.
He is 30. He is 35. He is 35. This is my nephew, Mike. If y'all can remember when we had the live discussion, why men go quiet, Tony, did he not bring it?
Yes. I think he got an award. We gave him an award that day.
Yeah. We were gonna put him up on the wall as student of the month.
Yeah.
Because that was a wonderful discussion. And I definitely wanted to have him back on tonight. So Mike, you're 35?
Yes, ma'am. Millennial.
Oh, Miss Corey. All right. He
Mhm.
gave us his generation. Miss Corey, tell us a little bit about the millennials.
So the millennials are digital pioneers who value flexibility, social causes, and experience-oriented lifestyles. They are the largest, most educated, and often most anxious generation. Shout out to the millennials.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, we can clap it up.
Yeah, W to millennial. W to millennial.
Mhm.
All right. Our next generation. I don't know if we have anyone that made it tonight. Generation Z. I think we did have one, and we're gonna wait until we're not gonna wait, but hopefully our Generation Z will pop in. Miss Corey, give us a little info on Generation Z.
Gen Z are true digital natives who are socially conscious, cautious with data, and value authenticity, but they report high levels of stress.
Okay. High levels of stress.
Mhm.
Tony, like,
Stressed out.
high levels of stress. Okay. What's our next category? What's our next generation?
So it would be millennials, but we did that. We're going to go above that to Gen X. They are between 46 and 61 years old. They are marked by a rise in technology and dual income households. They're independent, pragmatic, skeptical of authority, and prioritize the work-life balance. And they used to drink out of the hoses.
Yes. Yes.
Back when it
And
was
we are
safe.
still here.
When it was safe.
We are
They used to drink out of
still
the water
here.
hoses. They
Yes.
would stay in or stay out. So
So-
they'd rather stay out. And that's where the hose came from.
Yeah. If you drank out of the hose, raise your hand. Yeah.
Hey, if you drank straight out the spigot, raise your hand.
Straight out this listen.
Just
It
put
had
your
to be a
hands
hose.
down.
That's right. That's right. Because we were not going back in the house.
Then
Wait,
you have to
wait,
stay in the house.
Uh-huh.
Donna.
Hmm.
Fire hydrant.
Oh, there it is.
They don't know where we from.
Yeah, yes. The mini fire hydrants that was drying out. Because we was getting wet that day. Yes, the fire hydrant. If you don't understand the fire hydrant, you can't feel our pain. You don't know where we coming from. You don't know where we coming from if you don't know nothing about the fire hydrant.
That mean they was born below the Mason-Dixon line.
That's right. That's what that was. That's what that was. I was blessed to deal with below and above. So
Me too.
yeah. My dad said we have coconut, half peach. All right. What's our next generation, Miss Corey?
Above the Generation X is the baby boomers from 1946 to 1964. They were born during a post-war economic boom. They are work-centric. They're value-driven, and they are confident in progress.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. We're gonna bring one more gentleman on, and I believe he came in the perfect time. Hello, John.
Hello, how you doing?
Good evening. Good evening. I think you, John. What generation are you?
Baby boomer. I'm 62.
Okay. Yeah.
Toward the
Came
end.
in perfect time. Perfect time. We were just going over our generations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, perfect time. Everyone, this is Mr. John.
Hey, Mr. John.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right. Yeah. All right. We're going to keep it rolling, y'all. We're going to keep it going. I'm glad you made it, John. I appreciate you being here.
No problem.
John, we didn't get an intro. John, this is actually his second time popping in on us and joining us. Could you tell us just a snippet, real quick, just a snippet about yourself?
Air Force, former Air Force. Originally from Harlem. Grew up half of my life in the South, Augusta, Georgia, home of James Brown. I don't really recognize the Masters, but hey.
Yeah.
Divorced almost 26 years, was married 16. That's about it, really. I'm architectural drafter designer, and I also teach at night. So that's about it.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you. Glad you made it. Glad you're here. All right, y'all. So, the art of communication. So the purpose for tonight's discussion, you guys, like we said at the beginning, and the topic is telling us plainly the art of communication. And I felt like we couldn't have done this topic without this rainbow of generations that we have on here tonight. Because in our families, in our households, one of the biggest challenges I think there is understanding one another, being able to communicate and being able to have all our needs met or most of them and feel like things have been fair, like things are okay and things are right. And we all know that all of our families have different dynamics. And y'all see, we come from different places, different areas in the world. We've traveled. We're vets. We're students. We vacation different places, and we have family members that are, live in other countries and things of that nature, right? With all of that being said, there is a core for all of us, the need, the want, and the desire to be understood. Can y'all agree?
Yes.
I
Yes.
agree.
Yes, we want to be understood. We want to be understood. And sometimes communication can be a little bit difficult when we don't feel like we're being heard and we don't feel like we're being understood. It can be a bit difficult. Um, but we want to talk about, we talk about challenges, and I don't want us to steer away from challenges, right? Because there are challenges. But I want us to talk about how we tackle these challenges with communication. So, Mommy, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to start with you and Tony and John, right? Because you all are kind of in the same, y'all are baby boomers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, as a baby boomer in that generation, what did household communication look like? What's something that stood out to you about your home, your growing up, and what communication looked like?
Well, I was raised by my grandmother. And when you say that, people think that when you're raised by your grandmother, that's kind of give you old ways. But my grandmother was different than a lot of grandmothers are. She would talk to me. She would allow me to ask her questions. She said to me, "The floor is open. Whatever you want to ask me, you can, except for one thing." And I said, "Well, Mama, what is that?" She said, "You cannot ask me about me and Granddaddy." I said, "Shoot, that's what I want to ask." But she told me a lot of things. She taught me a lot of things. She was open so with me. So when I had children, I'm open with them because that's how she was with me. So um, you know, when I got married, the way she was open with me with that, she would tell me what to do, how to do, and then she would come in, and I guess people would think that their grandmothers would never do this, but on the honeymoon night, she was making up the bed, and she said to me, "I never thought I'd be making up the bed for my granddaughter sleep with a man." That's how open that she was.
Okay. All
So
right.
that helped me a lot.
Okay.
Hmm.
So we communicate. You're right. We wide open. This is an open family, and it definitely stemmed there. What about you, John? What can you remember about communication growing up?
Oh wow. Uh, I would say there was that hidden. There were things that my parents would talk about, and with their relationships, I would say that generation's relationships were different. I noticed that for one, my mother and my pops weren't married.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and which was weird was both of them came out of relationships but weren't officially divorced, which in the household never really questioned it, thought about it and got older, but I realized growing up, me and I was raised with two of my nieces because of my age, my being a winter baby, my mother having me at 40, and my older sister having her daughter, her last child, a month after me. So I grew up with like two nieces. But none of us ever witnessed them arguing. Communication with them was if there was a disagreement, they would go in the bedroom, close the door. Wasn't any yelling, wasn't any screaming. They would say, talk it out. My mother would always say, you get heated, go to neutral corners, let cool heads prevail. So I never really witnessed, never really witnessed anybody screaming, shouting, throwing things. And that let me know that you could talk to people without getting, as my old man would tell me, getting belligerent. So my thing was, and I think even in my marriage, there was times when my ex thought that I was being, how she put it? She said uppity, bougie, snide, and different things because I wouldn't enter that arena of getting physical or
Mm-hmm.
calling out names because I
Yeah.
was told you once you say those words, you can't take them back.
Right.
And a lot of times, what you say in anger are some of the things you've been wanting to say for a minute, but you just wouldn't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, wouldn't do it. And even now that me and my ex are on speaking terms, we can laugh and joke and talk about stuff and even call each other about things other than the kids who are grown. I mean, almost 40 and early 30s. So it's different because she told me, she said, you never put your hands on me, you never call me out my name, which is weird. And I was like, yeah, because and even to this day it doesn't feel right. I don't see me saying anything to a woman and out of her name, or anything like that. And then too, having 5 older sisters too, that kind of
Kind of
solidifies it. Even
set,
having
kind of
and
set the
even having a
tone
brother who set the tone,
how
So
you got
it's
ladies. Mm-hmm.
and they always tell you be careful how you speak to someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right, Mr. Tony.
So I was raised in a family. Some of you may have heard this term. Children are seen and not heard. Adults were respected because they were adults, not because they were highly educated or they said the right things. They were just respected because they earned it being adults.
Mm-hmm.
So what that meant was, as a young person in my family, you had to earn the right to communicate with adults. And the way that you earn that right is you had to sit and listen, spend a lot of time listening to them teach you things. And the more you learned, and then they would ask you questions. And if you answered the questions with intelligence, or you answer them with respect in a respectful way, then they allowed you to speak more. So my family, that's what we wanted. We wanted to grow up and be like adults. We wanted to be able to be free to speak. And the other thing is, I come from a family where when they start talking, there's no raising your hand, there's no silence. It's just free for all. You just talk. And the stronger you became, then the more you could speak and the more you were heard.
Okay. All right.
That was us.
That was y'all?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was waiting for the children are seen and not heard phrase. I was waiting for that to come from one of the three of you all, the baby boomer generation. I was waiting to hear that come. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right.
That's
As
so
I
true.
said, we have more coming on. I'm gonna bring my girl Tip on and invite her into the room. And we're gonna keep this thing moving. Hey Tip.
Hey y'all,
Hello.
Hey.
Tip, what generation are you?
X.
Generation X. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. 74.
Okay. Generation X. So we're gonna go to that generation because I think that's what's next on the after the baby boomers are coming up, right? Generation X is next.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Generation X is next. All right. So, Mr. Soul Toucher, what did that look like? Communication for you growing up. What did that look like as a Generation X?
Oh man, for me, because I grew up with a diversity of parental structures, I saw a lot of domestic violence. I saw a lot of anger. I saw a lot of that children are seen, not heard. Do as I say, not as I do. I did not experience a lot of nurturing. And that, that whole dynamic was like, can I talk to you? Can I not talk to you? Should I talk to you? So that's what I grew up around.
Okay. Okay. All right. Miss Carla, what about you? You Generation X. Yeah.
Well, I grew up, with my parents both in the household, but my dad was more of a children, seen and not heard. But my mom was a little bit more open. Both of them was raised by their grandparents, but my mom, she had a different take. You could say, whatever you felt as long as you were respectful.
Mm-hmm.
And express yourself in a respectful way. But yeah, my dad, it was like,
Yeah.
like I'll listen if I feel like I want to listen, and it was either my mom had to kind of like coax him to listen.
Okay.
Generation X kind of follows the baby boomers.
Yep. That's why we're going in line. Miss Tip, what about you? How did that look? The communication for you growing up?
I grew up with a single parent, so me and my mom were like sisters, honestly. So I could openly communicate with her about anything. And my grandparents were together, and they never bickered or argued in front of us. The man led. I used to wonder, well, I even voiced my opinion about how he get to eat and just walk away from the table. How come he don't have to put his dishes in the sink, like stuff like that? Because it was just me and my mom at home, and I'm looking at granddad like, why? So, but my grandmother let me openly communicate as well. I didn't stop cussing until I went to school.
You said start or start?
Stop. Kids had to let me know that was, like, what is she saying? Like, we were very open and free.
Okay. All right. So we coming down to support y'all. Roll with me, Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike. Generation.
Yes, ma'am.
Generation what?
No, we don't have the G in the front of the eye. We just millennials.
Millennial. All right. Millennial. What did that look like for you? Communication as a millennial coming up.
So I can kind of say, for my generation and our family, I was a bridge of.
Oh no.
Oh.
He was a bridge.
Just the bridge.
Yeah.
The bridge is over. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. All right. We lost him. Meanwhile, while we wait for him to come back, we're gonna get him when we come back. Let's go to the other fellas. Here we go with the hand rubbing. Mr. Dominion to Mr. CJ. Generation what?
Z. Alpha. One of those. The iPad kids. No, we Z.
Z. All right. Generation Z. What? Look, listen. How can I say how it was when y'all were growing up? Communication. Y'all still there. Growing up. What's communication look like for Generation Alpha, Generation Z? Which one is it?
Both.
Okay. All right. Z Alpha. Fine. Okay. What does that look like for you all? Communication.
Communication, like for me in the house, kind of like I understand like children are seen but not heard. But, like the men in my family, I'm very open with the men. In my family, like him with the glasses on inside. And then my other cousin and my granddad, like I talk to them about everything. I have open communication with other women, but I don't talk to them about everything. I talk to the men.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dominion, what about you? What's communication looking like?
Communication. My people, they like make it real open that I can come to them about anything. They're very helpful with the advice and things like that. Even my sister, like pretty much anybody in my bloodline, like they know that like my family is very reliable when it comes to communication. If I need to speak to someone about communication, so yeah, we just like all help each other with every single like situation that we got going on personally.
Okay. All right. All right. I love it. I love it. See, the millennial, I don't know, was,
He was right here.
No, we got some feedback. Yeah. The millennial, let's see. Mr. Mike, I can see you're there, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you. All right. All right. Miss Corey, give us a definition here, please. We try to get a little bit going on with the millennials. What do the millennials represent again, please?
I knew you were gonna say that. The millennials, 81 to 96, digital pioneers who value flexibility, social causes, and experience-oriented lifestyles. They're the largest, most educated, and often the most anxious.
The largest, the most educated, you said?
Yes,
Hey,
and
I'm
often the most anxious.
All right.
my
Come on,
fault.
let's get it right here. Come on, Mr. Millennial.
My fault. Somebody was ringing my doorbell and it interrupted everything.
Threw you off. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but communication for me was I felt like I was a bridge between the old and the new. Um, it was communication where, like you said, one, I was supposed to know a child's place, but as I got older, I was able to talk more. Able to actually openly communicate more when I was older to talk. When I was younger, it was okay. Hey, first, why are you looking at my mouth? Why are you watching me as I talk? And that was from everybody older, but at the same time, we was the generation where we kind of like, I guess, started to challenge the way the old communication was. Like, hey, you want me to listen, but at the same time, you're not telling me why I need to listen. Even though for some of us that worked, but a lot of us it did. It may have worked with me talking with mom or me talking with like you and Donna at times, but it definitely wasn't gonna work with grandma. Like it wasn't it wasn't gonna be no open line to ask for permission on nothing. Like it is. I said what I said. Now grandma still was still, she would still sit down and would talk to us still, but at the end of the day, it was, hey, I'm talking to you, but it ain't because you told me to. I'm talking because I want to share what else is being told to you. But also our communication was always we didn't go to sleep without communicating. That was big, of course, for our family that I kind of course brought to my family, and like we ain't gonna lay down with if it's something that's on our mind, we talk. Whether it's
talk about that.
Yes.
whether it's talking, shouting, you be quiet and you listen. It was a communication. I get jealous of the ones younger than me at times. Almost feel like I'm compared to my younger cousin now because I hear how he get to talk sometime and I'd be like, grandmommy done getting a little soft now on that. my lip would have been twisted well before that.
I love that you had lip.
She be threatening to twist his lips, but he don't get his lips twisted.
Nah, I told him that's why his mustache got to grow in a lot quicker than mine, because you know his lip wasn't getting grabbed the same way. But but we definitely communication was always huge. Regardless of the miles that separated us or where we are, communication has always been a thing. Whether it's been low, whether it's high, but it's always came back to communication.
Okay. Miss Corey B, where do you fall? Where do you fall?
I'm
Which
a
generation?
millennial.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
But
right.
But I hear him saying he sounds like a Gen Zer to me. And it's because he is on a cusp. There are these things called microgens, and they're the cusp at the beginning and end of those generations. So, yeah, sir, you probably. What year were you born?
90.
Dang.
That's horrible.
Corey, what year were you born?
81.
81. Oh yeah. I see. Yeah. So what did it look like? What did it look like for your household, Corey?
Oh, so my mom was born in 53, and was raised in her former years, like in the South. And so it was kind of the seen and not heard, but then she would have these, okay, let me take a moment and listen. And how do you feel? Hey, not too much on that. You know what I mean? She would give me some leeway, but you know, she give me an inch, but don't take that mile, just a little bit. Like, I don't say her name 3 times in a row because she might just show up. So I don't. My mom ain't no joke. Be crazy. She'll throw a TV at you, like a tube TV. So I don't test her. I don't test her. I leave her be.
Oh my goodness.
I love her dearly. But yeah, she I'm more old school, I guess. And when I think about how I interact with my students who are middle schoolers, they have to say yes. Ain't no yeah, nah. Who are you talking to? When they come in my class, when they gotta speak, you better go out and try it again. That's my go out and try it again. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. But I feel like that's more old school. The newer teachers, they call them by their first name. Like, girl, my kids have no idea what my name is, and it's written on their report cards. They don't know who I am.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, you see what I mean? Like we're different. Where me and Mike are, he's toward the end. He's closer to a Gen Zer. I'm closer to the old school folk. Like I knew about life before cell phones. I remember SkyTel pagers. Taking you back, right?
Wow.
Right.
Look, I'm old enough where I wanted one, so I'm right there.
Okay. See, like there are things in common, then there's other things. It's like, I wouldn't get my lips twisted. You better go get a switch. And have the
okay. Yeah, you close enough for the switches. Okay.
I got them too. I had to pick 20 of them.
Were you raised in the South?
Yes. I've done that. Picked a small one and thought I was gonna get away with it to go back out and get another one. So I
think that also makes a difference too, where you were raised. So and
then
where, you know. What I mean?
But baby boomers, he's sounding like baby boomers.
Yeah.
I would have to go out and get the switch, and I get the smallest one. And then if I had to get the whooping, I get the small one. If my brother had to get the whooping, I'd get the biggest I could find.
I think she made a great point though, location, because growing up, part of my years in New York, it was different, and life changed moving to the South. I was even told that we're in the South now. It's going to be different. I mean, my old man used to bring switches from Bamberg, South Carolina to New York for my mother. So
Wow.
Wow.
That yeah, he would wrap them up like they were a bouquet of flowers and was like, these are for you.
Woo. And bring her. And bring her.
Oh my
But
goodness.
coming to the South, be honest, the whole yes sir, no ma'am really started when I moved down here. It was never yeah, huh, and all that. My grandmother she was heavy handed. She was a beautician. She used to light us up. And we said, yeah, what? You didn't say that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
moving to the South, I had to get used to. My mother would say, you speak to people, you say good morning. They speak to you, you speak back. Yes, at least yes.
At least
Uh,
yes. Mm-hmm.
in New York, it was totally different because I think being raised in a larger city, sometimes you just look at people. You don't
You don't say anything.
you don't know what they may do or they may say, so you really weren't taught that. But moving to the South, it was like, and the hardest thing for me was a yes sir, no ma'am, and all that. I was a little militant child. I did not want to. I did not want to tell my teachers yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. So my folks were reasonable. They said, long as you say yes, we'll let you get away with yes and no. Now
Yeah.
my teachers had a hard time with that because they was like, well, down here we say no, ma'am, yes, ma'am. I was like, oh, you're really stretching it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can remember my dad. My dad was from the islands, so of course that gravitated to New York. So anytime we were in New York, we would spend summers with Daddy in New
Mhm.
York or over in the islands, and then we would spend our falls, our school year, with mommy and my bonus daddy and my bonus daddy, and he had a fit. Anytime we went up top, to hear us say yes, ma'am, he would have a fit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? No, yes, ma'am, you're country kids. Got my baby sounding like country kids. You know what I'm saying? No, yeah, it was it was different. It was different.
Well,
He did not want
yeah.
us talking that way. He was like, it sounds southern, it sounds slave, direct,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
That was the thing I got from a lot of, especially my old man, him being from Bamberg, South Carolina. He was like, you don't have to say, well, especially, he was telling me, especially to the white folks, you don't have to say no, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes and no would suffice.
Yeah.
And his reasoning was, you're not on the plantation. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like,
And that's how he looked at
I was like, I'm cool with that. I was like really cool with it. So
Yeah,
I appreciated that from him, and that the dynamics of growing up in the North and South were different.
they were
You had a
different.
lot of latchkey kids in New York
Mhm.
too, so you had to, you have a key, you lock yourself in, or you sneak out, but you pretty much supposed to be locked inside until your parents get home from work. So
Right. Yeah,
it was different.
we had to look out. We would be out on the stoop playing, doing whatever. They see
Yeah.
Daddy coming. We had to look out. They running, Mr. Joseph coming, Mr. Joseph coming. So we knew to get inside until he got up the block. All right, y'all. So this is
And
great. I
that
love.
was the diversity of growing up in the city too, because
Yeah.
in third grade, I can clearly recall kids from Trinidad, kids from Jamaica, kids from China, kids
Mm-hmm.
from Venezuela. The dynamics was different. It wasn't just white folks.
Right. It
When
was
I
different.
moved here, it was mainly whites and blacks, maybe one or two Asians here and there. And they were surprised when I told them, quite a few Puerto Ricans. It was like, Puerto Ricans? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, Puerto Ricans. They speak Spanish. And they were like, you know what you mean, Mexicans? I was like, no, I haven't met anybody from Mexico yet or Texas. I said, no, that's further west. They were like, so you met all these people. I said, yeah, New York it just was different. And the cultures, how they would raise their kids was different.
That
So you
melting
got a
pot.
little bit, you got a little bit of this and that.
That melting pot. That melting
Yeah.
pot. So all of that, as we realize, as we're going over it's not just the generations that make a difference in the communication. We're realizing it's the region of the world where you were raised and where you came up that make a difference. That make a difference. But like I said at the beginning, our core desire is to be understood. Is to be understood. So looking at our different generations, from our millennials to our Gen, whatever y'all, X, Z, Y, B, y'all want Alpha and Mega, all that stuff y'all want to be, to our baby boomers or whatever. I always do a little bit of homework. I try to do a little research before we get started on these topics. So we want to get into the part of this discussion. We want to get into the importance of communicating with one another, regardless of what generation we come from, regardless of our age, because a real life relationship growth is about promoting growth and healthy relationships, right? We
Right.
have to have those healthy relationships, not just with our spouses. While a lot of times we tend to focus on the relationship between the husband and the wife, the mother and the father, right? And I always say, out of that, of course, comes all of this. So when nephew and I have to deal with when he's going to drive and can he date, and nephew has to understand why I want him to do this and why I want him to do that, and being able to call the other nephew, Mr. Cool down there with shades, Andrew, Mike. I'm sorry, we call him Andrew. Mr. Mike. So can somebody tell me, and I want to hear what y'all think, what y'all thoughts are. What's the most important part of communication? What's the most important part? The most important thing that stands out about communication, regardless of who it's between?
Accountability.
Listening,
Understanding.
listening to understand.
Yeah,
Listening
that's
to
what I was going to say.
understand.
Listen to
Okay, what
understand
you
and
got,
not to
Mr. Tony?
respond.
Yep. All right. Tony, what were you going to say?
You have to learn your person. You have to know who you're talking to,
Yes.
and you have to speak
Yes.
their language. You have to speak their language, not your language.
Not your language. Yeah, we said we're going to put that on a t-shirt. Because Tony has his saying, learn your person. Miss Corey has her saying.
Mhm.
Right. We'll put them all on one t-shirt. All on one t-shirt.
All on one t-shirt.
Learn your person and do your.
See, I knew she was gonna bring it up. I knew it was
You
gonna
said it. I didn't.
I did.
Account-
I did. So I learned today. I was looking over some things, right? And there were 3 components of communication that came up. Mastering your inner game. Mastering your inner game. And what this said was self-awareness, mindset, how you control your emotions. How we control our emotions. Miss Carla, how important do you think controlling your emotions are with communication?
I think it's very important because your emotions aren't controlled. That's how it kind of get out of hand. It can literally go into a whole nother thing, because now you're maybe arguing with a person, going back and forth because your emotions are kind of like kind of got out of hand. So you kind of sometimes have to recenter yourself. That's when your self-awareness comes in.
Yeah, self-awareness. The second part of that was perfect your outer game. Your outer game. Active listening. Active listening. So when I asked the most important part of communication, who said listening? Who said listening was the most
Tip,
important part of communication?
tip.
Yes. Tip said
Yeah.
listening. Do you think listening is the most important part? Who else thinks listening is the most important part of communication? Okay. Okay. Listening.
I think
So,
so.
I think listening is really important. I still think listening is important. I thought listening was the first thing I should consider. But what just hit home for me when I read that, and I looked different places, and I was like, This is about learning. This is about realizing my perspective is not necessarily what's right. We have our perspectives. Our perspectives, we come up with our perspectives by our experiences, right? So my thought is, if I just listen to nephew, if I just listen to Corey, if I just listen, that would help. But that foundation of it, I first have to be self-aware. I have to be aware and have my emotions in check. Because I can listen all day. If Caden comes home and says, I want to do XYZ, I can listen to him all day. And let me tell y'all something. He talks all day.
He's communicating with you right now.
Listen.
Yeah, nonverbal, man.
Very,
Nonverbal, boy.
very. And I love it. I have to tell y'all this little part. Caden meets me at the car. He meets me in the driveway. He grabs my bags. He see what you got to carry. And I love that. And I get talking from the time he opened my door. Auntie, what's that? Auntie. And I'm like, sir, can we get in the house? But me just listening to Caden, honestly, is really irrelevant in that moment.
Right.
It's irrelevant in that moment. When I get out that car, I get out the truck, I have to be emotionally intact to even be able to hear him. So being self-aware, having control of our emotions. So when our emotions are out of tact, when they're not in place, because remember, we're talking about everything, y'all. We want to hit everything. We don't want to just talk about, oh, we felt, we got our emotions in place. And then when our emotions are out of place, what kind of things can go wrong? When in our family dynamic, in our homes, what kind of things can go wrong?
We won't listen to each other. And it does
misunderstanding.
in a lot of
Say things out of anger.
And
how you interpret, it's how you receive the message.
Either they sit and you can see they're not really listening to you. You're talking. That's my husband sometimes. I'm just talking. And then I look over there at him. I said, man, Brian, you're not even listening to me. Oh, yes, I was. No, you weren't. Okay, so if you're listening to me.
What did I say?
And he'll try to find something. I said, look, you wasn't listening. So don't do it. But what how I began to learn about listening is the job that I had. I'm a bereavement coordinator. So I've dealt with a lot of families. And I thought at first, when you go to try to help families, you're supposed to really go in there and start talking. I thought that's what you were supposed to do. But as I learned, you're not. You go in and you sit and be quiet. So with hospice, they said, tell you to listen and talk less. Because if you listen, if you talk less and you sit there, eventually they're going to start talking. And when they start talking, you don't have to say anything.
Let me can I touch on that what Grandmama just said too? On that
Tony had something. Okay. I want to go to Tony, then Mike, I'll come back to you.
Okay.
No, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. I'll come back.
You, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, what I was gonna kind of touch on when Grandmama said that because she talking about just Grandmama talking about her background and what she does. Same with me, like being so I've been in sales for 20 years, probably more now. But and that's a big thing with me. Like in management, I talk to a lot of the reps when I'm coaching and I'm talking to them. I let them know a lot of times that when people come in, you have certain steps that you have to do to understand how to actually communicate with people. We get a lot of people now that don't know how to sell. And I tell them, like, it's not about you knowing how to sell. It's about how do you communicate. You don't have to be the greatest salesman in today's age, with internet and with all different ways to communicate, to understand how to communicate. Sometimes you just got to talk less and let them just hear what the person is saying. But also too, in that same breath, what I was gonna try to touch on to say a part of communication is talking with purpose. And in sales and in work, that's a huge thing for us. Gotta tell people come in all the time. You don't know what they brought into the store. You don't know what they came in with. But sometimes we got a step process called learn. And learning is actually learning what that person came in for, letting them talk, letting them get it, empathize with them. Don't meet them where they at right in that moment, but also too knowing how to cut that water off. Gotta tell folks, like when you when you communicating, you gotta keep people to talking with a purpose sometimes. Because if you let them just go, that water gonna keep running. But you gotta understand how to sometimes listen, talk less, but know when to step in and talk.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, Tony.
So what I was going to say is, if you're talking to me, like if my wife says, "Did you hear me?" I say, "Well, was I looking at you?" And one of the folks in the chat room said that eye contact is very important to many people when you're communicating with them.
Oh yeah.
So I tell my wife all the time, if I wasn't looking at you, I may have heard what you said, I may not. So if it's important, make sure you get my attention and you make sure that you have eye contact with me, and we'll have a better chance of me hearing what you're saying.
Yeah. And those two statements, that falls right in place with perfecting your game, the active listening. And Mike, I'm glad you said that. That was perfect. Because one of the things that it talked about was delivery of your message. That is a part of communication. Being able to deliver your message. You know, so I'm gonna say this, y'all. Ladies, men tend to say we go on and on and on, right?
Yeah.
Like get to the point. Men tend to say women just go on and on and on. You could have said that 20 minutes ago. And sometimes we have to learn, a part of communicating is wanting the other person to hear us, to understand what we're saying. But if we say, I told you, didn't I ask you, didn't I tell you, they have zoned out. They have already cut it off. They have zoned out. What we're trying to say to them is like falling on deaf ears. And again, we have a variety tonight, because how many of us as parents, raise your hand, have been talking, and nothing changes?
But you can put your hand down. No, you can put your hand down.
I can put my hand down.
Can I say something?
Yes, please, John.
I think too, when you're listening to someone, I think you have to manage what not manage what they're saying by the content, but letting them know, okay, you want me to hear you out, but you gotta make it more concise, because a lot of times we're speaking to people, we want to give them too much information all at once. And we expect them to remember from A to Z, and there's no way. You're not going to be able to.
So I think some of that, Donna earlier was saying, sometimes when women talk, we just keep talking and talking. I think we're very detail oriented. So we're not just going to say, I walked into the club and that whole Becky over there said X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna be like, let me tell you something. I walked in the club. I was wearing blah, 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 blah. My shoes was like this. I was sitting next to this person. I was talking to that person. The reason why is because we feel like this eventually will become relevant. So we're setting up the scene for you. It's like we're talking in a movie. We're giving you the movie and y'all want a commercial.
You setting the whole scene up, huh?
Right. Y'all want the commercial. We're trying to give you the movie blow by blow. You know, so I think that's also the thing. So sometimes you might want to say, hey, listen, give me the movie, or give me the commercial, or explain to somebody what that is. You know what I mean?
I think definitely.
That's a part of that learning your person, right?
Yep.
That's a part of learning your person, because
Mhm.
your person, male or female, young or old, could want to give you the movie. All the chapters. I'm sorry, my bad.
I have to
all the chapters. Hold on. All the chapters. But knowing your person, right? This is one of my persons. And my sister tells me all the time, you understand, mommy wants to express herself. She wants to tell you this and she wants to tell you that, because why? She's a baby boomer and she has a lot of history, a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and she wants to give that information. So knowing your person. So honestly, if I call King, I already know. That's my homeboy. We've been rocking for years. Knowing your person, I already know it's gonna be a quick for, hey King, how you do this? I need you to get. He gonna be like, boom, 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 boom. Got you. Okay, talk to you later. If I call this young lady right here, knowing my person, I have to know. We used to say, me and my sister, Mike's mom, we'll call each other and be like, did you talk to mommy today? And she'll be like, no, did you talk to mommy today? And I'll be like, no, you call first. Call first. Text me and let me know if I'm free to land the plane. Can I call?
No, see, you know your person. If I'm gonna tell you something, or if you ask me something, I'm not gonna talk from the top of my head. I'm gonna give you my experience so you'll know that I know what I'm talking about.
Knowing your
Well,
person.
hey, grandmama, let me chime in on that, grandmama. I think too. One thing I learned just from, like you said, knowing your person. One thing I kind of learned with before, of course, having Kaden finally another male join the family and be born. You know, it was not. I was outnumbered. 10-1 with women, and that's from generation to generation. But the one thing I learned that I had to understand how to do was to know when to interrupt. And at times, and it's a skill. I'll be real. I know when to, if I can interrupt when it comes to mom, if I can jump in when it comes to Aunt Donna, or when it comes to grandmommy too. But I had to. It's like you said, knowing your person. It's one of those things I literally had to learn how to do. But also too, I had to be okay with doing it. Sometimes, a lot of times, we're not okay with interruption. But I'll be honest with you, I have to, because if you don't want to hear it fall on deaf ears, you got to let me respond to what you just said. And sometimes I know you want to get it off, but listen, I understand that you got another point to make, but you gotta break it down, or I'm gonna let you know now. It's our communication is already done, and I had to. I feel like I've mastered a lot of the communication on that part, because I had to learn. Cause I would tell, like, funny, telling my sister, and I would tell my sister at times like, hey, listen, the reason why you get the talking sometime that you may get is because of how you communicate. And it's like, well, grandmommy don't, she may not keep you on the phone the same way and talk to me about this, and that. I said, well, a couple things. I try to communicate with grandmommy more. What that does is, in a way, it interrupts me having to listen to 12 different experiences and may only have 2.
There you go.
So you have to communicate to understand that person, to know, okay, if I communicate more, sometimes it may actually give me less. But you have to be willing to actually interrupt at times to get to actually learn that communication. I used to tell my mom, my sister, like you said, grandmommy, she wants to get it off. and this is not for grandma. We all do respect. It's not just for you, but sometimes I can't sit here to let you get everything off. I just can't because it's falling on deaf ears. Like Mr. John said, like you starting from here. You done made this point you feel. That point brought up something else you had to bring up again. That point done brought this that you got to tell me about this now. And we 4 points in. I'm and then when it's time for me to respond, you know, the communication now you upset that I can't communicate back the same way. I got to rack 30 minutes ago what you was mad about in the first place. What we were talking about at
Hold
that
on,
time.
Sorry, hold on. Corey, could you read this statement real quick, please?
Yes, communication is the key, but comprehension is the lock. They must go hand in hand. You can communicate as much as you want, but if the person you're talking with can't comprehend, it's a lost cause.
Lost cause.
Yeah.
It's a lost cause. That was perfect. That was perfect. It is. Are you raising your hand to speak, King, or you just hallelujah?
I'm raising my hand to speak.
Go ahead, sir.
So Mom made a very good point about, you know, explaining something with experiences, and the problem that has arisen in American society is that want it now mentality, that want it now era has made it so that we cannot speak from our experiences. Like with my sons, one is going to be 33 this year, the other one is 21. It's like, I can tell you stuff that I've been through, what you're doing, but if I sit here and have a whole explanation with you, I can see you looking at the birds over here, the ants over there, and it's like, I lost you. So we have been forced to adapt to that. Let me break this down in small segments so I don't lose you, because now less is really more these days.
Attention span. It's the attention span.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm sorry, John, for 1 second, because I want to get the young ones in a little bit more. I want to get them a little bit more. But do we see the difference in why understanding our generations was important at the beginning of this discussion? At the beginning of this discussion, why the generations was so important. Mr. CJ and Mr. Dominion. I'm trying to. He's popping up. So y'all help us out, because CJ, Kaden, I know you pretty much brought this topic to Auntie, and I appreciate it. And we're expanding on it. But at the level of, because all of us here on the platform have to engage with your generation at some point or another, right? We have to engage with you all and the young ones. I have the earlier levels. I have the infants, the toddlers, to pre-K. Corey has the middle school. John deals with the collegiate level. And then everybody else in between has children in their household or nieces and nephews, right? Or to some effect, or godchildren or whatever to some effect. Tell us how we, as the adults that you all are looking to become and get closer to, how can we communicate with you all better? What are we missing? What are we not understanding that y'all need?
I think like realizing that like we're like younger than you are, like we're kids, but like we're not dumb. Like I feel like every kid is different. And like what Mr. like Soul Toucher was saying about
King, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. King. Like what he was saying about like losing your attention. It's like I feel like parents sometimes they'll give like their experience and like things they've been through, but you lose us as kids. Cause like I feel like how you say know your person, like you gotta know your kid. Like if you're giving us like a 30-minute explanation about something that like doesn't sound like anything we've ever done or ever will do, then you'll tend to lose us. Like if you're like back in your day, people used to sneak out the house and all that. But like as a kid, we would never do that. It feels like we're getting a conversation about things that like we're getting a pre-fussing, if that makes sense. Like it has nothing to do with us. So it's like we're not gonna pay attention. And then
Y'all
like
getting a free
Fussing.
fuss.
Hello.
Okay,
it's like,
free
and then
fussing.
sometimes
Free
it's like
fussing.
see where we coming from.
Yeah, can't relate.
Like we have like a we have a life and like feelings sometimes too. Like I know, like she said, we're like the iPad kids, like we're always on our phone and stuff like that. But like then again, we look to adults. Like y'all be like, yeah, all y'all do is scroll on TikTok and Instagram. Y'all be on Facebook for 2 hours. Especially we be on Facebook all the time. All the time. She'll come out and be like, why are you always on your phone? Just like that.
Okay.
Tell them, Tater, they love it. They love it just as much as we do, don't they?
Yeah, so
Do
it's
as
just
I
like,
say, not as I do.
Okay, Dominion, what you think? What's lacking? What's missing?
Oh man.
Where's the disconnect in the communication, you think?
But like the older generation, they don't really understand that like we're not the same generation. Like things are different. Like he said, iPad kids, like y'all didn't have like with phones and stuff and social media is really a status. People go through things, cyberbullying and all that. All of that wasn't really a thing back in the day because there wasn't no technology for real. So knowing that like kids go through things differently than what the older generation goes through, because it's a different, like it's different levels to it. Like, and yes, yeah, we always scroll, but there are also things that y'all did as well. And then I feel like it's a another spot where y'all give lessons, y'all give talking, like communicate, but then y'all don't give us any room to go through the process of the lesson that you taught us. Like you would say, okay, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, but then hold us from doing that. You see what I'm saying? Like not letting us learn the lesson on our own. See what I'm saying? Like you would say, okay, this is the consequences. Yes, it's consequences to your action. I feel like just me personally, like I'm saying, learning your person is kids learn things different ways. I learn things to an extent, like if I learn it on my own, then I understand, okay, that's why boom, 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 and that's why boom, boom, boom. And then, you know, a lot of kids learn things different ways. There's some kid that need to learn lessons 18 times before it click in. And then there's some kid that just need a 2-minute talking to, and then they'll never do it again. Like, you know, so yeah, definitely learning your person, like asking them, okay, how can I teach you this lesson for it to click in your brain? Cause you keep, you know, doing it, stuff like that.
All right. Okay. We appreciate that.
Nice.
Appreciate that. Because I know all of us here are thinking from the oldest generation to the right before y'all, right? I know all of us are thinking, and y'all tell me if y'all agree. We've been there. We understand what you're saying because we've been there, right? But being that we've been there, we're now here. And in that time of living and in that time of having experiences, Miss Carla, can you respond a little bit to the young ones to why there may be reactions like that? Now, mind you, I'm not making any excuses or dismissing anything y'all said. We totally appreciate everything y'all said. Right? So we are going to it's got to be one of their friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss, I'm coming.
Go ahead.
All right, Carla, are you there, my dear? Can you hear me? Okay, Carla's frozen. Go ahead, Tip.
I missed a lot, but I'm glad you were talking to the Gen Zs. I raised one. He's grown now. He's 25. But he was very much the type that had to bump his head no matter what I told him. For example, he was about 17 when he got his first car. And I'm explaining to him that his tires are bald and you need to go get some tires right now. And he want to go back and forth with me, like, you trying to get me to spend money I'm not ready to spend. I don't. So I said, okay, jump on that highway if you want to. And sure as shit, he jumped on that highway, and them tires exploded on his butt and totaled his car out. And then it comes, and it's always a situation where I should have listened. Yeah, you should have, because I've lived life before you. I've had experiences before you. Like, you don't always have to bump your head in order to learn a lesson. Learn from other people. But I'm a woman, and ladies don't know as much as men in his eyes. So he rarely would take advice from me. So to this day, he got to bump his head.
Okay. Miss Carla, did you have something? I hear you, Mike. I'm coming. You on mute, Carla.
Oh, okay. Now you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what Tip said, you definitely have to, because my nephew, he's like, auntie, what, all those things you said to me. In his mind, I'm just a girl. I'm just auntie. I'm cool auntie, but never really paid attention to listen until after he got older. And I used to be the same way when I was younger. Then listen to my parents. I'm like, what do they know? So I asked older and on my own, and it started making sense of everything that they said. So yeah, I mean, my advice is, listen. It may not make sense, but trust me, it's in the best interest.
Okay, Mike, what you got? I see you, Kaden.
Well, I was gonna kind of touch on like with Kaden, and Dominion was saying on their age group of how like the miscommunication. Like myself, even though I'm millennial, like I'm raising a what is it, Gen? I don't know, Gen Omega Alpha. Whatever. I'm raising one myself. Like my oldest is 16, and one thing that we kind of do, my wife and I both do with her, is
She's an alpha.
she's an alpha. Okay. One thing we kind of do with my daughter is we believe in unfiltered communication in a way. I think that at times, like just growing up with in my family, even though like my family was more northern than southern, and like I didn't hear like most southern people did. Cursing was a regular language growing up, right? So like me first hearing that communication from like grandma, like she tell me to sit down. It ain't. She may say, "Boy, sit your hind parts or sit your tail down." Where from my uncle Rick and them family, it was sit your down. You heard what I said, and so the communication was so different. It was like, man, they don't filter nothing. But then I started to realize, like, with my daughter was because of the difference of me growing up where I was old enough. I'm young. I'm old enough to experience not having a smartphone and having to having a flip phone. But also I also experienced when the smartphone first came around and realizing how powerful it was and what they were seeing that wasn't filtered. It was like, okay, me as a parent, how do I adjust to that? And part of what we felt that will help communicate with my daughter and having stuff more open was we didn't filter. We unfiltered everything. Where not saying we grandmommy, not saying we cussing her out, but like we make sure like we give we do give the real and raw. Like we don't censor, what it is that what we trying to communicate. Like if we trying to like we ain't talking about no bird, like a bird and a bee, because I saw it on something else the other day. I ain't never seen a bird and bee do nothing. But we gonna talk about and openly communicate sex if that's what we talking about.
Right.
And but I think that I had to learn that being from getting a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new from Caden's perspective, like really understanding like they deal and see so much more than we'd have ever saw at 15, at 16. We would have never saw some of these things because we didn't have these. But understanding that from my daughter's perspective, I had to really like break down and kind of see like, how do I communicate with her? Even though me and my wife are, we are active and everything like that, but how do we communicate outside of just barking an order? And part of that was unfiltered, like not filtering, not like sugarcoating what I'm about to tell you, not sugarcoating what I'm not trying to tell you what not to do. Like I'm not saying just don't do drugs. I'm saying no. When you at school, don't you eat nothing that came out nobody's hand. Don't you
Right.
snort no coke. Don't you, I'm not filtering the just don't do drugs. No. Is we telling the real and the raw of what you could run into and what you could see. And that was an adjustment from their age group that I had to realize because I had to snatch my iPad up my 5-year-old hand at time because I think she on YouTube Kids, and next thing you know, scroll up. I'm like, dang, where that came from? So it's just that quick they can see something that you weren't ready to communicate and talk about. So I feel like unfiltering definitely helps out the communication gap from from me and Kaden, outside of me being his favorite cousin and everything. You know what I'm saying?
See, Kaden, did you have something you want to say?
Yes, like he kind of touched on it, like going back into we're younger and y'all know more, but we're not dumb. What y'all were what Miss Tip and Miss Carla were saying about sometimes like it's just good to listen. I understand, and me and Damian said this earlier, just wasn't heard. When y'all asked like what's an important thing about communication, we said accountability. Well, I said accountability. He said transparency, but I feel like as kids, like there are times where like there are things that we could just listen about, but like Andrew said, there's a lot of times that like adults or people older than you, they give you like generic answers. Like I like how he said like about like social media and just phones in general. Like you see so much, like, and I'm sure he could agree, but just like things you see on Twitter, Instagram, and stuff, like you just never know. It's something new, like every day, and like we get into problems. Like it's just a lot. Like at school, like how he said something about cyberbullying, just people talking to you crazy in general. Sometimes you'll go to an adult and like you'll be going like out of a place, like you're opening up to get some advice. And as a teenager, especially as a teenage boy, it's kind of like it kind of irritates you to a point to just hear, well, just go find a teacher.
Yeah, it's like it's very hard to get advice from somebody that
like
didn't experience what you experienced.
Like stuff like that. It's like you're not wrong, but sometimes when I come to open up to you as an adult, because I have friends, like I could easily call my homeboy and be like, hey twin, such and such said this, that, and the third, and I don't really like what he said. So, but especially me personally, I go to adults and I go to certain adults, and everything I say, I like want it listened to because I'm coming to you to get like your opinion. So you're not wrong about it, but you're telling me to go find a teacher. You're not really helping me. I feel like you're just giving me like a generic answer. Because at the end of the day, like parents, like he said, you could try to like hug us and keep us from situations. But at the end of the day, it's 2026. You go into a high school and you tell a teacher it could work in the moment. The teacher could genuinely not care. And at the end of the day, like we both do things extracurricular. Like it's something parents and teachers aren't going to be there if 3 people come and ask you about. So it's just like how like Andrew, my cousin Cortland and stuff like that, I'll talk to them about things because I know they'll give me like real answers. And then like even when it comes to like phones and social media, you tell a parent like there's something wrong, they just delete it, like stuff like that. Because I think it's not always like a curse. Like I posted a video on Instagram my 10th grade year with the band, and it blew up, and it led to me getting one of the scholarships I have. So it's like social media isn't always a bad thing. And I feel like, and I take psychology, my psychology teacher was talking about this the other day. We live in a society where to fix problems, it's just always about like what you're taking away, like taking away liberties, taking away what you do. Like in school, the new discussion is them banning phones. And my psychology teacher was saying he thinks that phones are a problem in the classroom, but he doesn't agree with banning them because like he doesn't want us to live in a world where we have to get things taken away to like succeed. And it just be stuff like that. Like teachers And I feel like parents really put this on like it go in one ear and out the other, but teachers are not as caring and as like engaged as however they might have been when you guys were in school. Because the same freedoms we have now with social media.
Sorry, Kaden, hold 1 second. I'm sorry. Hey, you all, I'm not sure where the feedback is coming from, but could you all mute unless we're talking?
And also, if you have electronics close to your laptop or computers, move them away. That can sometimes interfere.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Go ahead, Kaden.
But it's just like teachers, like they have the same freedoms we do with the phones and stuff. Like there are teachers at school where they'll be on their phone and they'll be talking about stuff like that too. And it's just like, I just feel like communication would be better. But
Yeah, Miss Carla and Mr. John, could y'all mute for me? I'm trying to see where that's coming from. Okay.
But like,
one of the.
But I think like,
man,
one of the biggest disconnects from children and adults, in my opinion, is like when it goes back to why you always on the phone, why you always that and the third. As a teenage boy, and I can only speak for myself, but I know people can agree, when we don't get what we're looking for, or we feel like we can't get, like how y'all said, somebody put in a chat, when you feel like you're talking to somebody, but they're not understanding, it's a lost cause. And so like stuff like that, as a teenager, we're not gonna not get it from you and kind of just sit there and take it. Like the way the brain works, we're gonna try to go and get it from somewhere else. So like he used to play basketball, I'm in the band. We're introduced into a lot of adults. There might be a coach that he wants to talk to, or a coach that I want to talk to. And it's just like, so if I feel like children with parents, if we can't get what we're looking for from our parents, or it's kind of just like there'll be days where I'll come home from school and I'll genuinely just have like a long day. Like the same way that y'all go to work and y'all have long days, it doesn't just end with us just because we're kids. We're not paying, like, yeah, we're not paying no bills and all that, but a lot happens at school. A lot happens extracurricular. We're getting older. We're getting ready to graduate. That's a like stress. So there'll be days, and not speaking for necessarily anybody on here, but there's a lot of times where you hear like parents, as a kid, you're not allowed to feel like that. You're not allowed to have long days. You're not paying no bills. You don't got to work. All you got to do is go to school and like stuff like that. Mental health, in my opinion, is a big thing that's overlooked. Not only as children, but as men. Like there's 2 athletes in the last 2 weeks, both under the age of 26, that committed suicide. Like stuff like that. And a rapper. It's just like, so I think that's overlooked as men and kids. So it's like, me personally, there are people like in my phone, adults, that I do reach out, like I'll reach out to and I ask for help. And my aunt knows them, but she might not know them close. And sometimes she'll ask the question like, well, why they want to do this with you? And why are you always talking to them? And because I get it, as a parent, she'll be like, she wants to shelter, or she'll be a little skeptical because it's like, these are adults that aren't your primary set of family. So why are they trying to? But one thing I wish more adults understood is that we do reach out for help to people that we really feel like will genuinely listening. Because like the person said in the chat, if I feel like my aunt had a long day at work, or I'm trying to tell her about something and I don't think she's caring, then her not caring, the feelings aren't going to go away. I'm going to find somebody else to talk to. And it's like stuff like that. I think if like genuinely just understood where we was coming from, then I think that's a lack of communication between kids and adults as well. And that also plays a part, because if we feel like we can't get that from adults, we go get that from other kids, and that don't always lead the best way. Like if I have a problem with a boy at school and I ask my aunt and she like, boy, it's not that deep. Just find a new seat tomorrow. So I call my homeboy and he'd be like, yeah, me personally, I wouldn't go for that. We can handle it tomorrow. That's 2 different levels of advice, because the person we wanted to go, they gave you a generic answer. Like they didn't give me you didn't give me an answer that's going to help me in high school in 2026. You gave me a Disney Channel movie script answer.
So, yeah. We
You about to get your lip twisted, Kay.
we hear you. We
It's,
we hear you.
I,
What
I,
one
I
thing
think it's
I
on
love
both
everything you
ends,
said,
though.
sir. Go ahead, John.
Uh, so, shoot, my oldest is 30. Oh, God, that was 38, 39, something like that. My youngest is 31, 32, something. I don't forgot the age. But I have quite a few great nephews and great nephews. I get it. As a young man, you want to be heard, and I get that in society a lot of times how males are looked at to be, be strong, take the hit, keep your chin up, put it back up there again. But I think we also have to look at ourselves and think about who our sources we're getting our information from. You got to vet your sources. I tell my nephews that all the time. Who are you getting your information from? How credible are they? I got some nephews coming at me about Illuminati, some guy who they're listening to in school, and I'm like, okay, so what makes him so credible? What do you mean? I'm like, where's he getting this from? What's his background? Because you gotta realize your source. If your source is a kid who's always in trouble or who isn't doing what they're supposed to do, you got to really evaluate that. But at the same time, you want your parents or your elders to listen and understand. You got to step back sometimes too and think about the position they're in. It's a coming together and understanding between both generations, both parties. It's a lot. I realize being a young black man, and I can tell you this because even at 63, almost 63, I realize I wake up every morning with a target on my back. And the expectations of not just being a man, but being a black man. And a lot of people put a lot on me. And at times they forget, you know, I'm human. I have feelings too. And sometimes you have to get that little, throw up a little timeout sign. Let's, think about this. You got to realize I'm human. Where am I supposed to get um, my mental break or mental, fix from as well? So, and I commend you for speaking up and saying it. It's difficult, and yeah, parents do forget that when you go to school that you have band, you have other extracurricular activities that you're taking on. That's a load. But at the same time, as we get older, um, I can tell you, I used to sit around the house, this very house I'm in now, and used to think, oh, my folks got it easy. But it wasn't until I started getting older, especially once I joined the military, I started realizing, whoa, this is, the wake up call. This is the real world. So much is laid on you. And the whole aspect of bills and everything, it's not so much a bill, it's managing life. Life comes at you fast. And there are things that people want to extend to you. The elders want to tell you. They don't want you to have to keep bumping your head so many times. We try to, even as men, we try to nurture in our own way. But at the same times, I'm like this even with my daughters. I'm like, I tell their mother, hey, she got experience. Sometimes you're not gonna understand it till you get that sensation or that pain and reality steps in and then you realize it. And a lot of us as parents are overprotective. Not even be overprotective, but we got your best interest at heart. We don't want you to experience what we've experienced. But sometimes we got to let y'all go and feel the sting. And social media, they say there's nothing new under the sun. There isn't.
Right.
It's the accessibility. It's
Right.
so much out there. Because even as a young man, I knew it was stuff I was getting into that I found I had to find avenues to access it, or I stumbled across it. But then too, you got to think about it. You got to really ask yourself, is this something I really need to go deeper into, or I need to back off? And we gotta stop following. We gotta stop saying, oh, well, hey, this is just go along with it. Sometimes we have to back off of things and say, it may be available, but is it really for me? Who am I trying to be? What am I trying to be about? Is this really going to benefit me in the long run? And I feel for you, because there are times I look at this world and I'm like, man, to be a young Black man in this day and age, whew, not just raising one, but to be one, because it's a lot on you.
Hmm.
And the best thing I can tell you to do is, when you, like this, that we always talk about, learn your person.
Mm-hmm.
When you learn your person, you have to afford that person the ability to learn you and make yourself accessible to them, and let them know, hey, I'm trying to communicate, I'm trying to express, I feel this way, or I don't even understand why I feel this way, but I need more than just your ears. I need you to hear me deep down, hear me, to the base of your soul, because it's important. Um, Tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
So you do as much as you can. And like I said, I commend you for getting on here and speaking, because it's hard. It's young, man, I see these young Black guys in my neighborhood, and there are times I speak to them. I have them in my class, and I try to communicate with them. And I try to, and I tell them, there's no way I'm going to be able to get on your level and communicate with you the way you want me to. So we're going to have to, it's like learning a different language in a different culture. We're going to have to meet somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
because respect, I will respect you. You have to, but it's got to be earned. You got to earn my respect. And I know I got to earn yours as well. So we got to meet each other.
Yeah. Meet in the middle. John, I appreciate that. Kaden, I appreciate that. And that was so appropriate, because CJ is the younger generation and John is a part of the older generation. And both of y'all spoke so much truth. Both of you all communicated so well. And there's some things that when CJ was talking, I know some of us, or some of you all, or some was like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. And we went circle right back to that thing of why our generations are different and how communication is so different. But with him speaking, starting out, and John ending that with responding to him, I felt like it was a safe place on either side. And John said a good thing. He said that R word, that respect, that word respect. And we have to, a friend of mine told me the other day, I'm going to put this up. And this is how we're going to wrap this up, y'all. Because this was so perfect. I hope I mean, Corey, what did you see?
I saw Donna is now here.
Tony, what you see?
I thought it said Donna is nowhere.
So Toucher, what you see?
You
So
on mute?
Toucher, so Toucher, you on mute.
I saw
What did
Donna
you
is here.
CJ, what you see?
Oh, Donna is nowhere.
Mr. John, what you see?
So Donna's here.
Carla, what you see?
You just showed a video. I didn't see anything.
You didn't see anything on the video? You didn't see the statement on there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
Mike, what you see?
I saw Donna is nowhere.
Tip, what you see?
Donna is nowhere.
Mommy, what you see?
Donna's here.
Y'all heard the difference?
hmm
Y'all heard the differences in what everybody saw?
But when
and what
somebody
everybody
said Donna
thought?
is now here, I was like, well, dang. Well, dang. Okay.
So the differences in what everybody saw and what everybody thought that said means, imagine who said Donna is now here, and who said okay, and then Donna
No,
is
I
no
didn't. No, I didn't. I'm
You
sorry.
said
Don't
nowhere.
count me.
Tip said nowhere.
okay.
Nowhere.
So, Tony,
Yeah.
what did you say?
Donna is nowhere.
Corey, what did you say?
Oh, now here. Donna is now here.
Okay, okay. So between Corey and Tony, trying to communicate what they both saw and what their perspective was of what they saw, it was the same letters, but they both saw something different.
Right.
And how they're communicating. We could argue all day. Donna is nowhere. Donna is here. Donna is nowhere. Donna is here. We could all day. Yes, sir.
Really quick, I'm sorry. I went to grab my notebook.
Computer.
Like I said, I take
Turn on big lamp.
psychology.
John talking to his smart item.
Turn on big lamp.
They go on mute. Please.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Kate.
I take psychology in school because that's what I want to major in. I want to be a psychologist. And when you said that, something we learned on Monday, I'm reading in my notebook, is perception. Perception is how you think about something. And there's 3 things that make up your perception: your experiences, beliefs, and knowledge. And I think that plays a part in communication, especially from adults to kids, because like how we all read the same words. I feel like that's a perfect example in relationships, especially as teenagers. We'll all be thinking the same thing. Like we can all be on the same page or see the same thing, which that's called sensation, and perception is how you read it. Like, what do you understand it by? Instead of understanding why each other, like, why did Miss Corey see now here and why did Mr. Tony see nowhere? I think people tend to just argue about what they seen. Like, and perception and healthy communication shows, instead of telling you you're wrong, because nobody's wrong. We seen the same thing. We just read it differently. A healthy debate will understand why you seen that and why I seen that, instead of it's this and it's not that. So that's why I grabbed my notebook. It just made me think about that.
Wonderful. I love that. I think that's
Nice.
a great. I think that's a wonderful ending.
Get that man a paycheck, a salary. Come on, Professor. Yes, yes, yes,
That's
yes.
a wonderful way to end
Student
it.
of the month. Student
Thank
of the month.
Know your young people.
Yeah, yeah. Kate, yeah. Kaden, we appreciate that. I appreciate
I'm
you.
very proud of him.
What you say, Miss Tip?
I'm very proud of him. Very proud of you, Kaden.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, appreciate you bringing this this topic of discussion tonight, the art of communication. We can do so much, and then again, we can do so little just based on how we communicate. So, first of all, emotions. Cap your emotions. There's nothing wrong with emotions. They are different emotions, and we feel all of them. But we have to know the time and the place, and We have to do what, Tony? We have to know what, Tony?
We have to learn our person.
Learn our person.
You better copyright that now.
Learn your person.
I
Copyright and
appreciate you all
trademark.
joining tonight. I appreciate you all hanging in there. We did 2 hours tonight, which was pretty much expected. Those who joined us on YouTube and Facebook, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. I see some new subscriptions tonight, and we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Next week, a couple of topics in tow, but y'all know me. I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know what the topics will be. And everyone have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you all again so much.
All right, everybody, take it easy.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Everyone.